Hi, you guys. I'm hearing about this story of Tatiana Williams. She lost her two kids, Amelia and Junior, at in the van as she was sleeping of hypothermia in Michigan. She was homeless. She's been homeless for 3 months, and I find it uh, really sad that nobody can help her. I find it very sad, and I know what it's like to be homeless with a child, but my child wasn't physically here yet. I was pregnant when I fell homeless with my child, my first child. And I was right around her age. I sympathize with this lady. Like there's there's just no way that that she had to do it all on her own, all because her baby's father doesn't want nothing to do with the kids. He blames it on a lame excuse that he has. But my whole thing is I don't get there were three other people in the van, plus her four kids and her mother, and her two teenage siblings. It could be a boy or a girl. Why wasn't the mother trying to do anything? I know the mother had to have some type of income to keep gas in that van to keep them warm at night. Why wasn't the mother helping with gas? Why is she doing it all on her own? That's that's ridiculous to me. I don't know why shelter. I understand shelters can get full, but I've been in her situation where you're just denied, 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 and they can't even give you a reason why you're denied. I totally understand that. She lost her babies, poor babies. No mother should have to go through that. And it breaks my heart because the whole time I was researching to put this video together, I was welling up with tears because I remember myself in her situation, but it wasn't as bad as this. You know, this is just a sad case where the whole social system in America is flawed and there's it's just not enough resources. Um, the father, uh, he's a piece of shit. I normally try not to cuss, but he's a piece of shit. And I hope his girlfriend wakes up and realizes, hey, this dude doesn't care about the kids he had with this woman. Why would he care about mine? And she wakes up and she leaves that situation because no mother deserves that about her kids. This is a very bad. That poor mother. That poor mother was trying her best to keep a roof over her baby's head, find shelter, find warmth. But it is hard doing it on your own. And you got a piece of shit man like that make excuses. And I bet Like when that one person said, I bet he wanted them kids gone. This is just ridiculous how people don't care about kids. And they just let kids to the side. And I know he, I think, I don't know what to think, you guys. I'm just heartbroken and sad for this mother. Please take a look at the people responses and this dumbass's reasons for not getting those kids and letting them die. Have a great night, you guys.
Yesterday, I woke them up to wake them up from school. My son wasn't moving. And I kept saying, Freddie, please get up. Please. Please, for me, just get up. Don't do this to me. And I tried to give him CPR because I'm a senior and a medical assistant. I've been working there since I was 17. I tried to give him CPR and I was just giving him CPR. I just kept saying, Freddie, don't leave me. Don't leave me, please. I saw the green and brown stuff come out of his mouth. I instantly rushed him to the hospital. I was yelling out the window, stop, stop, stop. We got to get through traffic. My baby, he's dying. We get to the hospital. I told valet, can you go get some help? He took too long, so I got out the car to get help. They came to the car, instantly grabbed my baby on his head, get a stretch. He's not breathing. I feel like it wasn't daytime. I did everything I was supposed to do. They had everything. Everything they wanted. Only thing they didn't have was a house. But from electronics to clothes, anything they asked me for, my kids didn't even get whooped. I lost the one who made me a mother. I lost a 2-year-old. It hurt losing 2 kids in one night. You know, I don't wish this on nobody. And if you can get help, please go get help. Because I don't want nobody else to go through what I'm feeling. Just wherever you can get help from, if it's not from the city, the state, no other city or state, just go. Like, you don't have to suffer. Help. Cold blue. Everybody tried. I didn't even know my 2-year-old was dying. I was in it with my 9-year-old. And they brought her in right after they pronounced him dead. And my mama came to me, she said, Yaya. That's what we call her, but her name is Amelia. We just call her Yaya. And they said she wasn't breathing. And they pronounced her dead too. I asked everybody for help. I called out of state. I called cities I didn't know. I called cities people asked me to call. I even asked Detroit. I've been on cam list for the longest. Everybody now wants to help. After I lost 2 kids, I've been asked for help.
She says she reached out to Curry, who's the father of 3 of her children.
I asked him, I said, can you get your kids for me? I said, I need help. You know I'm homeless. I done kept a room this long. I couldn't keep it no more.
They were homeless. Had Tatiana ever reached out asking to?
No, she did not. Lord, she said, can I get them? Can I get them just to get them? And can I get them because y'all homeless? That's 2 different things.
She said she had been homeless for 3 months.
See, I saw it. That's what I saw, about 3 months. But she ain't never said nothing to me. Nothing. So all them other sob stories, they can cut all that. No, she did not.
Curry, who lives in Novi, says Williams never specified why she wanted to drop their kids off to him.
She just asked, can I get them for a couple of days? But I told her I'm working and all that, and I'm out here. We're not close to each other, so I couldn't. But she knows all my family is right around the corner from her.
Did she reach out to any of your family?
No, she did not. And she knows she could have. like we always used to do.
He says the last time he held his children was a month or two ago, and that they typically FaceTime, moments he will miss. And there's a, police investigation into this. What is it you would like to see come of this? Obviously, nothing's going to bring back your 9-year-old and your 2-year-old.
Doesn't even matter to me. Can't get them back, so it's whatever.
So yesterday, two young ladies passed away in a Detroit casino parking lot due to hypothermia. They were homeless. Their mother was homeless. And apparently there was supposed to be a Detroit homeless response team that I guess did not answer in time. And these young ladies basically froze to death, which is super sad. And they messed around and interviewed the father of the situation. I don't expect all men to like cry or show emotions to the point where they're overwhelmed on television. I can understand that, but he was super cold and distant. Apparently, he hadn't seen those kids in a month, and she had been reaching out to him to take the children. If I find out that you're homeless, as a man, me personally, I don't care what none of these men say on this app. I'm coming to get my kids. And even in his story, there was never a point where she was like, we all of us come stay with you. She was like, hey, take your children until I figure this out. Okay? That is personally, that is reasonable to me as a man. My kids will be safe. Personally, I also think that he was lying. I think that he was lying about the kids being able to go over to his relative's house, because I think about it like this. I think about my family, and maybe my family might not be your family or whatever, but if they find out that these two children in Detroit are homeless, where it's cold as shit, the kids are immediately moving in. This is probably the worst father, and this is also why I say, number one, I believe in abortion. This is also why I say that you can't force no man to be a father. I literally just talked about that today. You cannot force a man to be a father. And he probably, this is going to suck to say, he probably couldn't wait for them kids to pass away or something to happen to them. Right? And that's how I seen it.
Everybody who know me know I worship the ground them kids walk though.
These are the cries of a 29-year-old homeless mother, Tateona Williams, who was living inside of a van with her 4 children, her mother, and her siblings. She ran out of gas inside of a parking garage at a casino in Detroit, Michigan, and she woke up to her 9-year-old son, Darnell, and her 2-year-old daughter, Amelia, being frozen and unalived.
Maybe I asked the wrong people for help.
Tateona Williams asked for help from Cam, she asked for help from the state, and she asked for help from Darnell Sr., who's the father of 3 of her children, and he did nothing.
He had an excuse every time.
Lord, she said, can I get them? Can I get them? Just to get them, and can I get them? Because y'all homeless, there's 2 different things. So all them other side stories, they can cut all that.
Darnell claims to FaceTime his kids on a regular basis, and he claims to have seen them less than 2 months ago. So how is it that you did not know that your children were living in a van for 3 months? I'm praying for all parties involved in this tragedy, especially this heartbroken, loving mother. Love goes a long way, but it will never put a roof over a person's head. And men, it's time for us to stop making babies that we're not going to mentally, physically, and financially support.
I keep seeing all of the videos of Tateona, the mother who lost her 2-year-old and her 9-year-old due to basically the freezing cold. I grieve so hard with that mother because, man, as a mother, you try to do everything that you can for your kids. You try to provide. You try to be a role model. You know, in some situation, your kids get us through some things unknowingly. You know what I'm saying? Give us the willpower to keep going. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm sure that's what her kids was doing for her. They was giving her the willpower to keep going, to keep figuring it out because she had them. You know? And despite her reaching out to so many people and everybody saying no. The one person that shouldn't have said no was that father. Because she didn't make these kids by herself. And he told on himself, like, yeah, she reached out to me 2 or 3 months ago, but I'm working and I'm out here. All of those are excuses, because once you have kids, it's not all about you. And it's on you to help figure out what works for everybody as well. So yeah, you failed in this situation. You dropped the ball in this situation. You can't blame everything on her when you didn't give anything. Talking about all she did was say she needed to drop them off. She didn't tell me she was homeless. She shouldn't have had to tell you. You ain't seen your kids in 2 months. What's wrong with you? Now this situation is here. I grieve hard for that mother because I'm sure she tried everything she could do. And everybody got their own situation. That's why I keep saying you can't point the finger at anybody but the parents, because those are the two that chose to have those kids. And when you do, it's on you to figure out how to support and do for them. But the fact that the father had a place and he still turned the back, that's what hurts me. You had a place and you gave so many excuses. I don't know, did anybody else see these videos going around? It's just heartbreaking. I mean, I could talk on and on about this. It's just so heartbreaking.
Y'all want to know how I know that Tateona isn't lying and how I know she is really trying her best when it comes to her children? Look at those interviews and look at her physical appearance and look at her baby father's physical appearance and just take mental notes. I'm not saying this to be disrespectful, but she looks like crap. And she looks like crap because she is a mother. And the judgment that she is receiving from people who think that they're in better positions than her is fucking sick. That woman don't look like she puts herself before those kids. So I don't know where the fuck y'all got that narrative from. That man looked cold and calloused, but he also looked groomed. Again, my prayers goes out to her and her family, because I've never been in that position, and thank God. I don't know what the fuck I would have done if I was in her shoes.
Did y'all hear about that 9-year-old and that 2-year-old from Detroit dying and passing away from freezing in the cold? So apparently they was homeless for 2 months, sleeping in the car. The mama said she was calling in and out of state. All out of state, nobody was having no openings, wasn't trying to help her. Nothing. She even called Detroit people like numerous of times and nobody was trying to help her. She was sitting on wait lists and all this and etc. And she just recently had end up about to get a new job. So apparently the daddy finally spoke out. He gonna say she could quit with all them sob stories. She never came to me and told me she was homeless for 2 months. She just asked me to keep the kids, and I told her for a couple of days, and I told her I had to work. That's what's wrong with some of you motherfuckers. Both parents can't motherfucking do the sacrifices the same. She can't motherfucking sacrifice because she gotta watch her kids, so she can't work. Why the fuck you can't sacrifice a day or two to call in to go to work and you can watch them motherfucking kids? It be excuses after excuses. And then he gonna say she never told him that she was homeless for 2 months. So you telling me this woman been sleeping in the car for 2 months and you knew nothing about that? Then he gonna say she know all my family around the corner. She could have called my family. Something just don't seem right with that. It's not giving. That lady is like deeply fucking hurt about her kids. Come on, be for real, for real. I know for a fact she'd have called somebody. I get somebody got to make some money, but obviously you ain't doing shit. So especially if you say she haven't told you anything, that means you're not even doing enough for the kids. So you saying the mama got to figure out what to do 24 motherfucking 7 all the day, every day, got to figure out what the fuck to do. And then the one time that she asked you to watch the kids for a couple of motherfucking days, you can't even do that. You a sorry ass excuse for a motherfucking daddy, period. You was the one to blame as well, because y'all could have fucking helped that lady. That's so fucking sad.
Y'all want to know how I know that Tateona isn't lying and how I know she is really trying her best when it comes to her children? Look at those interviews and look at her physical appearance and look at her baby father's physical appearance and just take mental notes. I'm not saying this to be disrespectful, but she looks like crap. And she looks like crap because she is a mother. And the judgment that she is receiving from people who think that they're in better positions than her is fucking sick. That woman don't look like she puts herself before those kids. So
I don't know where the fuck y'all got that narrative from. That man looked cold and calloused, but he also looked groomed. Again, my prayers goes out to her and her family, because I've never been in that position, and thank God. I don't know what the fuck I would have done if I was in her shoes.
All right, you guys, we're going to talk about this because I have to talk about this. Well, this is Tiana Williams. She's 29. She was homeless, living in her car. Two of her children were pronounced unalive due to hypothermia in Detroit, Michigan. She was parked in a casino car garage. The children were 2 and 9. The boy was 9. The little girl was 2. But I really want to shed more light on something else as well. I seen an interview on her with her child's father, and it blew me. I'm gonna play a little clip, and then we're gonna talk about it. Hold up.
I need help. You know I'm homeless. I done kept a room this long. I couldn't keep it no more.
They were homeless. Had Tatiana ever reached out asking to?
No, she did not. All she said was, can I get them? Can I get them? Just to get them, and can I get them because y'all homeless? That's too different.
So what I'm trying to understand from that, you said you didn't. He just said he didn't know that they was homeless because she didn't tell him that, but she asked you to come get the kids. But my thing is, he stated on the rest of the video, he stated that the last time he seen his kids was a month or two. They normally FaceTime. So that's telling me you're not really involved like that. Then he stated that his family member stayed around a corner that she could have asked for help. And I'm like, stayed around what corner? Because she been homeless for some months. So I'm trying to figure out what corner was that. What else was he saying? He basically said that she needs to hold her sob story. That's so crazy because we talking about a FaceTime, Dad. Like, you don't even, like, she asked you, oh, I didn't know that they were homeless when she said get them. That lady said she told, like, I'm sure that lady told them that we're homeless. And I'm sure even if she didn't, I'm sure streets talk too. But I'm sure this lady is not lying about this. This is crazy, y'all. What do y'all think?
A man lost his 2 kids to hypothermia in a car, and his first response was not guilt, grief, or remorse. It was to avoid accountability and place blame onto the mother. I'm going to say that again because I don't think you heard me. A man lost 2 of his children. Those children lost their lives. And his response was not grief, remorse, none of that. It was to avoid accountability and place the blame on the mother. I told y'all when, what was her name, Amora Lex or whatever the hell, turned her kids over to CPS, that I'm a family member who will come get those motherfucking kids. But there's a lot of family members that will not get those kids. And on top of the family member not getting those kids, the daddy isn't coming to get those fucking kids. And you don't feel at least a little bit responsible? Like, what the fuck is wrong with people? What the fuck? Like, he needs to be locked the fuck up. You at the gym? The gym. Are you fucking serious? Like, and instead of taking the moment to talk about, like, the housing crisis or anything, you just wanted to say, it's not my fault. And to be quite frank, when you hear terrible news and your stomach sinks and the first thing you think is, here's why it's not my fault, you had a role to play in it. And you should be fucking ashamed.
Here's the issue that I really have, is that people constantly tell Black women that we're too much, that we need to be less aggressive, less independent, less masculine. Okay, but when we ask people for help, we have to give them a whole 25-hour play-by-play for them to be able to understand what it is we're saying. Because when we just say, hey, I need your help, it's always a pushback. It's always a fight. That man should have needed 0 words to take care of those kids, to know where those kids were and to know what their circumstance was. Because if he had done all of these FaceTimes with them, he knew what their circumstance was. He didn't need the mom to say anything. He could have stepped up and said, you know what? My mom is down the street. I'm really busy, but my mom is going to take care of those kids. I'm going to come get them tonight. I'm going to come get them. I got you. It's okay. But instead, I don't mess with her. I don't mess with the mom. So, I would talk to the kids Don't open y'all's mouths to say that Black women cause too much of a fuss, because this is what we are putting up with. This is what women are putting up with every single day, having to walk people down the street hand in hand to explain to them what it is their families, kids, relationships, what they need.
So the father of the 2 children who died of hypothermia spoke, and he said that the reason he couldn't get the kids is because he had to work and because the mother didn't specify exactly why she wanted to drop the kids off. So this is a photo taken of one of the children that passed away and the father. And he stated that he had seen the children on FaceTime about 2 months ago and that the mother, Tateona Williams, did not mention anything about her being homeless. He stated that if she had mentioned the fact that she was homeless with the children, that he would have gotten the kids. He said homelessness and just come and get the kids are two separate situations. Miss me with all that mess. And the news reporter also asked, well, do you have family? Do you have anybody who could have come and help her? And he said, yeah, I have family, but we live miles away. And she never reached out to my family. She never told me she was homeless. So I wasn't going to just get the kids just to be getting the kids. Now, I'm not going to lie. He did cry during the interview. He did seem, to me personally, he seemed like he didn't have any remorse at all. But he could just be hurting because he knew he could have changed the outcome of the situation. And due to his selfishness, he didn't. Either way, this is a really bad situation. This is what happens when single moms try to reach out for help and the father does not like the mom and holds it a grudge against her, and you take it out on the kids. You're doing everything you can just to prove to that person that you don't like them so much, that you're not going to help them by any means, that it's trickling down to the children, and this is the end result. You could have saved those kids. You didn't have to help her. You didn't have to help her. You didn't have to house her. You didn't have to food her. Those were your children. You should have at least helped your children, no questions asked. It doesn't matter why she needed you to get the kids. They're your kids. Parents work all the time with children. Work all the time with children. But this is the end result, and it's a tragic situation.